Okay.
Flexible solution. Okay. So, Miklos, I know you since 1991. Yeah.
Yes.
And this was in the first. This was at the time when it was the still the Iron border. But the Austrians and the Hungarians worked together in a so-called research conference series. So we were going to Hungary and the Hungarians were going to Austria, and we had joint conferences. And from there on, I met him as one of the most inventive people. Yeah? So there's a lot of ideas always. And so he actually gave a lot of ideas to later implement it in this effort. Yeah?
But
so
I was another person among many of us who was trained by Richard.
I collect people.
And
the collector. Okay, good.
So I will try to be a good fairy and fly around with my wings to make up for the time that the previous speakers went over. So I'm talking about Eurospy as an Agora with a view and impact on the historical ups and downs of the SPI hype cycle. And the original idea comes from this paper, which was published in 1999 in a special issue of the CETIS Upgrade Journal, which is the journal of the European Information Technology Professionals. But of course, many of the ideas I will talk about are updated since then, since 2009 was a long time ago, this improvement. And I will also use the Gartner special report from 2012. So, here is the Gartner hype cycle for emerging technologies. There are many different hype cycles for different things. The idea is that all emerging technologies start with a technology trigger when people really like the ideas, a peak of inflated expectations, where, for example, in 2011, cloud computing was already over the peak of inflated expectations, as well as media tablets. Then we are disillusioned, we fall into the trough of disillusionment, and some of the technologies survive this disillusionment, and we go on to the slope of enlightenment, and finally, maybe to the plateau of productivity. Now, this was the 2011 picture, and this is now the 2012 picture, according to Gartner, of course, which makes a study about these issues every year. We see now that cloud computing is near falling down to the trough of disillusionment, but media tablets are already rising to the plateau of productivity. And there is one technology, one innovation, which you believe it or not, has the same age as Eurospy this year, or approximately this year. And what do you think this innovation, which is the most successful one in our world today, is? Which is the sibling of Eurospy, exactly the same age as Eurospy. What do you think it is?
It must be the internet network.
The World Wide Web. The World Wide Web itself was just started 20 years ago, together with Eurospy. So here is the first web page ever released by CERN, that's the Nuclear Energy Center in Geneva, which celebrates also its 20 years of World Wide Web. And this web page was recreated, so you can access the original web page today at this address. I pressed the wrong button because I should advance the screen. So here you will get to the web page, but I don't want to lose too much time on this. So 2013 is, we are at Eurospy, we are also celebrating our 20 years anniversary, which was actually very much fertilized by the World Wide Web. Maybe we also fertilized the World Wide Web with our, for example, our library, the EuroSPI library, which contains a knowledge base of all the papers that were presented at EuroSPI from the beginning. Maybe Richard will talk about that later in this presentation. Here there is a link, but I won't go to it because of the time. There are also the EuroSPI publications, which actually appear on the World Wide Web, which did not exist when EuroSPI started. So all the proceedings are accessible, and the journal special issues that were edited by the EuroSPI partnership are accessible. Here are the pages that this was actually prepared by ISCN recently. You will show probably this in your presentation. And this is the image of the EuroSPI library on the web page. So my talk will summarize somehow, put in a perspective of the hype cycle, the different phases of the development of SPI ideas, according to that paper which I mentioned. So we could say that historically we had a phase of awareness of the software crisis and SPI ideas at the beginning. Of course, these phases are not I cannot say that they are not overlapping. They are very much overlapping. And some papers belong to several phases at the same time, some results. But it's a general kind of approach to classify things from this historical perspective. So then the second phase would be SPI and ISO 9000 experiences and disillusionment. There was a serious disillusionment, bridging the trough of disillusionment. So in SPI we were innovative enough to not let go everything into the trough, into the bottom, but then we invented something new and we bridged this. We started a new hype cycle with some new ideas. So that's the idea of bridging. And of course many companies do that. All detergent companies do that. They give a new name to their detergents and then they advertise it as not conventional or new thing. Then we have an enlightenment leading to further recognition of the importance of business goals. Okay, so that the business goals were in fact rediscovered in the mid-90s. The fifth phase would be the plateau of spreading to other disciplines and models, including, for example, MediSpice, the medical discipline. And then we have another trough of doubts and new triggers with the agile movement. We hopefully reach a plateau of reconciliation, which is not always visible at this moment, but there are signs of reconciliation. And the perspective, which is the challenge for us, is is the fertilization of SPI by technology. So the origin is said that technology is the least important part of process improvement. But now we live at a time when, for example, semantic web technology will play, in my opinion, an important role in the improvement, the development of software process improvement. Now, in order to activate you, not to be able to contribute to the presentation and create a social atmosphere here, worthy of our EuroSPI Agora. If you have relevant memories about past EuroSPI conferences, you can categorize according to these phases or maybe other phases that you would suggest. You can give immediate feedback from your laptop, PDA or smartphone, and on this web page. So it's environ.hu Eurospy Agora. That's a simple address. I hope it works. And in fact, let's see. Hopefully it will work. If this computer, the internet doesn't work on this computer now. The internet should work. No, there is no connection. Why is there no connection? That's the built-in computer. Okay, I guess I would need an internet connection which worked so far, so we are again in the trap of the software. This is governed by software. We don't have internet. Okay, so then I cannot show this. Unfortunately, it would have been a web page where you could add your own ideas, your name, and the internet access doesn't work for some reason, which is there before. Okay, so let's keep this, but you can use the address later from your laptop. Maybe it works from your laptop, the web page I gave. Is there anybody who tried it?
Show page.
Yes. Does it work from your laptop? The internet doesn't work. I have this thing. I'll show you. Anyway, did you get the address? Anybody? Okay, I will then advance. Did you get the address? Yes. Anybody? And it works. So you have a table with the phases where you can add yourself, you can put your name and enter your ideas related to this. To the issues I will talk about, and they would appear immediately on the screen. Okay. Click on that too.
Sorry?
Yes. Okay. Okay, thank you. So here you have a table. Well, it doesn't appear as it should, but you can press the add button and then enter your name and your ideas corresponding to these phases of the hype cycle. And they will appear immediately on the screen. Is there anyone who entered already something? Maybe there is. Oh, this is only me. 2 entries. In fact, if you enter something, later we will look at it, okay? While I give the presentation. It came in. Okay, oh, there's this one as well. So I have to switch back to the PC. Okay. So, the first phase is the awareness of the software crisis and SPI ideas. There are many hype cycles, examples of hype cycles that were reflected at EuroSPI and which were included in this book, which was published in 1999, edited by Richard Mestners and Pauline Tully, about better software practice for business benefits. Some of these ideas which went through a hype cycle of peak and then disillusionment, product quality, SPI, CMM, bootstrap, SPICE, business goals, metrics. We were dealing with all these issues and then we were disillusioned, then it went into plateau of productivity. Agile versus heavyweight. We are fed up with this discussion now, I hope. But we are now speaking, functional safety requirements are at the hype these days. So, but we are also fed up with the Standish Group chaos report, about which actually there was a paper in 2010 which showed that this chaos report has major problems that undermine their figures of validity. I didn't hear too much about that at the conference, but the rise and fall of the chaos report figures is a fact that this paper was published in Amsterdam by researchers from Free University of Amsterdam in IEEE software in 2010. So not only the figures are correct, but of course we know that the chaos is still correct. Well, these are some more ideas published by CMM about the disillusionment, CMM disillusionment in 1995. ISO 9000 evolution, I will skip this because we all know it. There was a heavy disillusionment about ISO 9000 due to the overwhelming ISO bureaucracy, and the standard was not ready to adapt to the permanent change of process technology and customer demands. But then came the bridging of the trough of disillusionment. In SPI came CMMI instead of CMM in the year 2000. ISO IEC 15504, the SPI standard, was totally reworked after a long and turbulent trial phase in the 90s. Now we know that it will be replaced with the ISO 33000 series of standards. And there are experiences successfully combining model-based SPI and ISO 9000. Even at EuroSPI conferences we heard about this. I think in 2006 there was a paper by Jerry Coleman and at this conference who presented about these issues. There is also a continuous innovation of the CMM by the SCI. Software CMM was retired in 2005, but still, despite all the innovations embodied in the CMMI and the SPICE, the original software CMM maturity levels determine our mental models, the mental models of professionals. With five or six levels doesn't really matter, but they determine our cognitive schemes. And here is a paper which also shows the bridging of the trough of disillusionment related to Bootstrap, which we already mentioned. Many speakers mentioned this. And in this paper we see that Richard was right, that we were working together. Myself, Professor Hase, Günther Koch, Hans-Jürgen Kugler. We were co-authors at that time in 1993 of this paper. And here is the Bootstrap process model. I click again. and I put links on these pages, so it's not necessary now. Okay, so the fourth phase would be the enlightenment leading to further recognition of the importance of business goals. So SPI approaches are rediscovered for their actual potential contribution to business success. It is in this is a sentence from the SPI standard itself. So the support of defined business goals is absolutely important, and we also had important papers at EuroSPI conferences, also published in the American Society for Quality Journal, and in this book we were already talking about. Now another proof of the reconciliation and the integration of all the ideas is this ECQA Certified Process Improvement Manager job role, in which together with many colleagues, many basically EuroSPI colleagues, including Morten Korta, Tomas Weger, Trihard, Risto, who will be the next speaker, myself, Nils Fredemo, Alec Dorling, Andreas Riel, all participate as members of this job role committee. And the trough of doubts and new triggers is represented, for example, of course there are many other things, but by the Agile Manifesto we all know, but there are doubts about the Agile approach themselves, so there is this term which was introduced, the death of Agile, which of course is a question mark. It may not be valid, as we have been talking about. There would be a reconciliation of the ideas.
So just because we need to reach the bus.
Yes, I know. I will be a good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I will finish soon. So the plateau of reconciliation in both CMMI and SPICE, and just again the same picture we have seen already about the SPI manifesto. And an important idea, the perspective is that SPI will be fertilized by World Wide Web technology. So this was our mental model of, at the time of Bootstrap, that technology is important, but methodology is much more important, and the most important is organization. But in my opinion, we have now technology is becoming very important in this moment with the invention with problems that we experience in practice, including B. Braun and other companies. For example, Borland survey tells that tool support is becoming the bottleneck of SPI in many application lifecycle management applications. Many companies support many different development platforms, Java, .NET, using more ALM tools, have tools from more than 3 different vendors which cannot communicate with each other. So tools integration is a key problem today in real software development environment, and this was one of the conclusions of the many SPICE assessment we made at V. Braun, as it was presented by Sándor Dolgos. Now here is the Gartner Magic Quadrant for application lifecycle management. Here is the IBM Rational Software, Microsoft application, Atlassian, Jira. Jira is the product of Atlassian. HP and Micro Focus is the owner now of Borland tools, and so on. So here are some questions in which I won't go into the details. Some practical questions which push us to think about tools integration. And this tools integration is not appropriate to approach by relational database techniques, but we need the new idea of open services for lifecycle collaboration. That's OSLC, which is promoted by huge companies. And in this approach, every resource, like every requirement, test case, defect, can have a universal address, URI, for each of them, and we'll be able to we can access all of these individually as information on the World Wide Web. There is already specifications of OSLC for various processes: architecture management, asset management, automation, change management, quality management, requirements management. And this whole approach is supported by many organizations, small organizations like Accenture, Alcatel, Lucent, Boeing, Citigroup, EADS, and so on.
1 minute.
Okay. So that's, in my opinion, the future. The future will hopefully lead to mutual appreciation of the special advantages of the different approaches to software process improvement, as well as to better comprehension of the way their combination can benefit the industry. And here is the link again. So if it turns out to work, then if not, then did anybody enter something into that web page?
Okay, I think we have to look after time a bit. Yeah? We have still 2 presentations, and we should leave at 15:30, which is now nearly. We have only 40 minutes for 2 presentations. Yeah, maybe you try 20 minutes. Right. Good.
Ah, yes, thank you. More than course and hello audience, Eurospy Labs. Later and wherever, and everybody can see it at this address. So I won't delete this webpage. Okay.
Yeah, so
thank you.
So I would say there's not much time now for the questions, and I would like to still have the 2 talks on Bristol myself. So therefore, I think I summarize what the message I got here is that Eurospy is like building a plateau of a collection of potential methods. Yeah? And we can continue with that. Yeah? But we need to go more on the open source and the integration of tools supporting the methods.